Hello, everybody. I want to talk about the dividend account or dividend funds that I hold in my account and see how they have performed since the beginning of January and during this correction. I own some Yieldmax. I own JEPI-Q, SPY-I, SVOL, and some others. And so we're going to go through those today. We're also going to look at some popular Yieldmax funds to see how they've been holding up because, a covered call fund should outperform its underlying on the way down. We're going to see if these numbers hold true for some of these funds. I'm going to look at total returns during this drop just to see how they've been doing. So without further ado, let's go to the first one. I've owned AMZY for a long time. Super happy with it. We can see here since the beginning of the year, AMZY has outperformed Amazon on the way down. And that's what you want to see, right? We're at with dividends reinvested here, you're down 6.8 versus 10.1 to Amazon. And that's what you want to see. And AMZY just does a great job of tracking Amazon on the way up as well for a covered call fund. Probably one of the better Yieldmax funds that do that. And that's probably because Amazon isn't as volatile as many others. But I digress. Let's look at the numbers. AMZY is outperforming Amazon since the beginning of the year. So that's what you want to see. Good stuff there out of Yieldmax. Okay. Let's go look at SVOL. There's other short VIX funds or whatever. So for this comparison, I just compared my SVOL to SPY. And we can see here that SPY is whooping SVOL in total returns since the beginning of the year, down 9% in SVOL versus 3.7 for the SPY. I do love SVOL because when it does go back up and it remains totally flat pretty much, and then you can collect all those dividends without, it's just great. I love SVOL. But anyway, I digress. Some people don't care. I like it. So we are down 9% versus SPY. Not a fair comparison, but it is what I compared it to just for, for the heck of it, I guess. Okay, let's go to the next one. SPY-I picked this up last week, and I am so thankful, that I pulled profits, not just from Yieldmax funds and other funds during the summer and the fall and the winter. I was able to build a cash position, and then from that cash, I've been able to deploy it during this corrective period. And so I've been able to pick up some SPY-I. I did not want to pick up any of these market-related funds as the market was ripping. I decided to wait until we get some kind of corrective measure, which we knew would come at some point. We just didn't know when. And so, the more the market keeps going down, the more I can build into positions like this. And this is what you want to see. Look at total returns from your covered call fund. We are beating SPY on the way down. Not by a ton, but we still are. And that's great. Now, I know on the way back up, SPY will outperform SPY-I, but that's fine. That's what you sign up for when you're in a covered call fund. And so, super happy with the way SPY-I has performed. Now, I've only had it for, a week or whatever. But still, it's good to look at this comparison. And so, good job out of Neos outperforming. There's a chart there if you want to look at it. I know some of you guys on PC may have a hard time with me on my phone recording, but here we are. Let's go look at some more. NVDY versus NVIDIA. And you don't want to see this from your covered call funds. You don't want to see them on the way down being outperformed by their underlying. You could see here the gray being NVDY versus NVIDIA. And you could see NVIDIA, where NVIDIA was getting capped on several different occasions. And when that happens, you're going to underperform on the way down. But I do want to show you, since the drop in February, right? So we had this earnings drop. And then now, we had, since February, the market started getting into corrective measure. I do want to show you that. That shows a little different light, but still, you'd like to see a better results out of here. It's only a percentage point down off of NVDY. I'd like to see that tightened up a little closer, but that's because we got capped. Now, if you look down here, where without dividends reinvested, if you pulled all the dividends, we're a little bit tighter here on NVDY versus NVDY. But I do want to show you the last month, and I did find this a little interesting. So we're going to go over here for a second. Got a few charts I want to share with you today. So here we are since basically the drop in February. You can see there we had a few days where it went up, but since the drop, we're still underperforming NVDY just by a couple percentage points, but still. So, I'm super happy that my NVDY is almost paid off. I am in May. This position should be totally paid off for me. So that's wonderful. I can't wait for that. But you'd like to see better out of NVDY. Let's go to YMAG versus MAGs. This is probably the best underlying to compare YMAG to. And we're dead even pretty much on the way down. You could see it. YMAG getting capped there, or not capped, or probably capped, but not, going up as much as MAGs on the way up there, as you can see. But on the way down, we're basically even here since that period in total returns. Both are down about 11%. So if you see down here, if you pulled all the dividends from YMAG, you're outperforming MAGs by a little bit more if you look down here, right, in total returns, 11.28 versus 11.98. So, yeah, pretty much even with MAGs on the way down. Not horrible. It's not doing like some others and have the underlying really beating it. Pretty much even with the underlying, I would say. JEPI-Q. Thank goodness for the pullback and corrective measure and saving cash during the run up. I was able to get my hands on some JEPI-Q. This is what you want to see, outperforming. Now, I know the triple Qs are not the actual underlying for JEPI-Q, but I think it's a very fair comparison. But outperforming the Qs on the way down, and albeit by not a ton. But still, that's what it's doing. Good job out of JEPI-Q, outperforming the Qs on the way down. All right, the last position I was able to pick up on this drop, besides averaging into AMZY and YMAG and NVDY, I was able to also not only pick up SPY, not able to pick up JEPI-Q, and now I got XDTE as well. All that cash I saved and built up during this, last year is paying dividends now. And I was finally able to get into XDTE, and you can see here ever so slightly outperforming SPY since the beginning of the year. And if you pulled all the dividends, on the way down, you're outperforming it by a little bit more. That's what you want to see. Pretty much dead even, let's be honest. But the numbers are the numbers, and it is outperforming SPY. That's what you want to see out of your covered call funds. Good job, Roundhill. Well done. MSTY. Let's go look at some popular Yieldmax funds now. And I kind of want to show you the difference of a couple. So here's MSTY and Mr. Outperforming. MSTY on the way down. Not what you want to see. You want to see your covered call fund a lot tighter than that. So MSTY is being outperformed by Mr. on the way down. Probably due to you got a little spike there, got capped. A little spike there, got capped. Right? Look at that one. Got capped there as well. So on the way down, you get these little rallies, on the way down at times. And MSTY just cannot keep up with Mr. So there is that, down 3% since the beginning of the year, and down 2% if you took all the dividends. So basically, MSTY is in line with SPY since the beginning of the year. So I thought MSTY was doing way worse, and Mr. was doing way worse considering all the stuff people talk about them. So I was really surprised to see that they're actually outperforming SPY, which I know they're two totally different things, but still pretty much even since the beginning of the year, honestly. So there's that for Mr. MSTY underperforming Mr. on the way down. Here's MSFO. Pretty tight with MSFT. You can see a couple spots where it's got capped. Underperforming MSFT. Outperforming. Outperforming MSFT on the way down. That's what you want to see out of your covered call funds, right? So you can tell the more volatile it is when it runs up and runs back down, how much it's going to get capped, and that's going to hurt your total returns, right? But right there, neck and neck with MSFT. So good job out of MSFO and AMZY. Much better job out of AMZY. But still, MSFO outperforming MSFT on the way down. Do I have any more? Yeah, YMAX. Let's see how YMAX is done compared to SPY. I know this is not a fair comparison, but there's not another fund like YMAX out there. So take this for what you will. YMAX underperforming SPY on the way down here. Look at the gap there on the way down. I mean, that's because some funds in YMAX are highly volatile and are dropping it further than SPY. I get it, and more heavily weighted and concentrated in YMAX, but that's what you're going to get in a fund like YMAX. And on the way back up, we'll see what happens there, but YMAX underperforming SPY on the way down. 8.23 versus 3.73. If you pulled all the dividends, you're only down 7% in YMAX versus 3 to SPY. So, yeah. That was my comparison. I hope you enjoyed it. Just some of the funds that I hold and some popular Yieldmax funds. And we can see it's kind of a mixed bag. But for AMZY on the way down, fantastic. JEPI-Q, SPY-I, XDTE, all of those are outperforming their underlyings on the way down like a good covered call fund should. This is Mike, the Tactical Stock Scalper, out.